Because.
And the reason is they are alternate. So you just need to write the reason. So the reason is alternate. They're alternate angles. And we. No, they're alternate. So they're the Z angles, aren't they? These are vertically opposite. Guys, it can help with these, and this is something that I reckon is good to get the habit of early doing this now. Is that I know again I'm sort of because I've just been through this with the year 12s, and one of the issues that people have, and I want to try and change this habit now rather than later as well, is that when people ask what to put for their reasoning, my suggestion would be put more rather than less if you can, if you're not sure, particularly in a test, because in the end, if you say alternate angles, you may be okay, but they're actually alternate angles on parallel lines, so the more you can include, the better off you are. You're not going to lose marks having too much there for your reasoning, but you potentially could lose marks for not giving enough reasoning. So they're alternate angles on parallel lines. So try and just think about it, particularly when you're doing it in a test situation. Try and think about this, giving as much information as you can. But the answers at the back, once you've done them, will kind of model that for you a bit as well. The other angle we know is the same. Is these? So we either can say these are vertically opposite. So you can say. So you can say angle.
Work better because you've got
Angle NOM, angle NOM. So NOM is equal to angle POQ. Those ones are equal to, and the reason is they are vertically opposite. You could also have used we could have also proved that that these angles were equal as well for the same reason as this alternate. So you actually could have used any of the angles. Again, there's not just one right answer for this. Vertically opposite, and then the side. Now again, the side we're doing needs to be the side that's between the same two angles. So that's something we need to. That needs to be a corresponding side. So you can see here now we've proved that angle and that angle are the same, and these angles are the same. So we know that length MO is equal to OP. Because we know it's the length between the same two angles, don't we? That's why we tend to leave the sides to the end.
Didn't we do this in year 8 or something? I saw we did lots of the angles and we did like...
You guys, I think, did do a fair bit of angle stuff in year 8, probably more so than what other year 8 groups may have done. So we know, we've proved this angle is the same as this angle, and that this angle is the same as this one. We've kind of proven it can help if you even put those markers in to help you. Therefore, we know this angle, so this length corresponds to that length, doesn't it? Because it's between the same two angles. So you can't just use any length. It has to be the corresponding lengths. So you can just say something like corresponding lengths, or something that means that same thing. It doesn't have to be the exact wording I've used there, or length between same two angles. So any sort of wording you want to use. But the idea of them being corresponding is the main thing there. And guys, also with these, you need to say like some sort of statement at the end. I mean, if you're doing this formally, you need to have some sort of statement at the end that says, okay, now what have we done? We've proved that. So you'd say, therefore triangle MNO is. So you kind of need to finish off with this. You can't finish off with that statement that actually says, therefore we know they're equal. So when you do a proof, you have to kind of finish off with that statement that actually says what it is that you've proved. So the thing that's really changed from this lesson to last lesson is we haven't really, we looked at these rules, but we didn't really get much into looking at the reasons and making sure we had the proper reasons. And the reasons are usually either you might be told they're the same. Like most of the time last week, it was just like a given thing and it was told, or but this one we got all these, and it's mainly these 4 reasons there, really, to be honest. It's either given or it's going to be one of those 4 reasons as to why they're the same. Yeah.
And does the double angle mean? What does the double angle mean?
I've just said we've proved these are the same. I was just helping show that which ones are. It just means they're the same. That's all it means. You can't use one angle because if you use one of these symbols, it means that they're all the same. We've proved that these are the same, and we've proved that these are the same, and we can say that length and that length are between the same 2 angles. That's how we know they're corresponding. Okay, this one here. This one's a bit different. We're looking at here similar. We want to prove these triangles are similar, so they're not necessarily the same. They're not the same size, but they are the same shape. So that's the difference. That's the difference there. So we can see they're not the same size, but we want to be able to have enough information to prove that they're the same shape. And therefore, you could potentially, if you could do that, you could potentially find unknown lengths sometimes as well. I haven't included one with